There he is, our first yuppie of this safari. A fine specimen, obviously an MBA from Harvard. He'll soon spend the next several months in a form of hibernation known as a research and development meeting, and he must now begin to get his nutrition. Wait, he has found his prey. He stalks it, descends, and begins to feed.
We interrupt this program to annoy you with this special silly news announcement. One of the world's favorite animated characters, Bob the Rat, is dead at the age of 35. Bob the Rat, dead at 35. Now back to our regularly scheduled program.
The yuppie who originally lost the attaché case has returned to claim it.
We interrupt this program to pay tribute to a legend, Bob the Rat.
The entertainment world was shocked today with the sudden news about this popular animated actor. Details remain sketchy, but people from across the world have gathered to pay tribute to Bob the Rat, star of stage, television, and motion pictures.
He gave me the courage to go back to school because he...
Back to 7th grade.
He always stood up for the underdogs of the world.
Like us.
Yeah, so he gave me the courage to go back to school
and face the world.
And face the bullies who beat me up and take my lunch money.
We interrupt this program to annoy you with this special silly news announcement. Dr. Gang Green.
When I examined Bob, Mr. Rat, if you will, I noticed a large degree of crayons in his bloodstream.
Crayons. Were they of any particular brand?
Yes, Crayolas. See, what happens with these ink-oriented animated characters is they begin to experience a large degree of success. Bob the Rat is not uncommon. We've treated many such characters, Garfield, Charlie Brown, although I shouldn't be telling you this, the whole Peanuts crew is basically have been treated for this ailment. And what happens is they inject the crayons into their bloodstream and receive a euphoric high from it.
Now back to our regularly scheduled program.
Notice the elaborate system of non-verbal communication used.
We interrupt this program to annoy you with this special silly news announcement. We spoke to Bob's agent, Danny Rucco.
Get out! Get out of my face! Get out of me!
$2,500 later.
I met Bob way back in the good old days, you know. Way back before he was, before he was Bob the Rat, when he was just another rat. See, Bob's weakness was Crayola crayons. He had to have them. You see, because he got hooked on them back in the early days, back in the clubs. And Bob's weakness has got to have those Crayola crayons. And that slimy director, who I didn't get along with at all, he said, you can have all the crayons you want.
I get blamed for that, too. Why do I get blamed? I don't know. I do know. That slimeball of an agent of his. I forget what his name is. Scuzzball. I hate him. He blames me for it. Rucco, yeah. They call him Puco.
I've been consulting with both the director and the agent, and they're both blaming each other. I got them both in a room together, and I tried to explain to them that Bob had died. That was my first task. And then I was told that it was my fault. And then when I obviously told them it was not my fault, I was just the medical examiner, they began to blame each other, and a fist fight erupted.
Okay, this is the story. Bob got in late one night, very tired. He was shooting 3 movies during that time. He was dead tired, but we had to shoot. We were behind schedule, 3 days as it was. I said, Bob, come on, we have to shoot this. I mean, we had to keep slapping him up and putting smelling salts underneath him. They kept getting caught in his whiskers. So finally I said, here, Bob, do some Crayolas. We need to shoot this. That seemed to leak out. No matter how tight we had the security, that seemed to leak out. And
so you in fact did give him Crayolas?
No. The assistant director did. I requested it, but it was my assistant director that actually gave it to him.
Now back to our regularly scheduled program.
Look at that. What a display of combat! The corporate reputation of each is very much at stake.
We interrupt this program to annoy you with this special silly news announcement. I have just been informed that we've obtained tape of a private, exclusive interview with someone who was with Mr. Rat in the final hours.
Suddenly I heard this screaming coming from my bedroom, and I go running in there, and Bob's running around the room going, "You gotta help me, this big black thing's chasing me all around the room, and I can't get rid of it." And I said, Bob, mellow out, man. He said, no, look, big black thing always in front of me. I said, Bob, that's your nose, man, that's your nose, now mellow out.
We interrupt this program to annoy you with this special silly news announcement. Bob the Rat, dead at 35.
Well, anyway,
We interrupt this program to annoy you with this special silly news announcement.
and so anyway,
We interrupt this program to annoy you. Now back to our regularly scheduled program.
he suddenly stopped. He stopped, and he got a kind of a distant look in his eye, and he fell over, and I took his pulse, and his heart was real weak.
We interrupt this program to annoy you with this special silly news announcement. Bob the Rat is dead at the age of 35.
And I said, Bob, don't leave me, man. Who's gonna do my laundry, man? You can't leave me. But he looked at me, and his eyes were all glazy, and I could tell that he was about to go. He coughed a little, and he looked up at me, and he said his final words. He said,
We interrupt this program to annoy you with this special silly news announcement. What was Bob really like underneath the fame, the glitter, and the glory? Today, his wife Sylvia remembered.
Well, at first it was wonderful to live with Bob. He was very easy to live with, fun to be around. But when he began his habit with the crayons, Crayola crayons, it just got unbearable around the house. He'd come home after work, and he would just be screaming and ranting and raving, and I'd give him cheddar cheese and he'd want Swiss, and I'd give him Swiss and he'd want Monterey Jack. Toward the very end, it got to the point where there was only one thing I could do to cheer Bob up. It was his favorite little song. And it kind of went like this. B-O-B-R-A-T-O-U-S-O